Wait, I forgot my line.
Hello and welcome to the H&M Show. I am Michael.
And I'm Heather. And I'm wondering, what does the H&M stand for this week, Michael?
Well, this week it stands for humorous and muculus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, aren't those like clouds or something like that, isn't it? The cloud thing or
Cloud formation. I get it. That's not accurate.
No, not at all. Not even close.
No.
All right, well, there you go. There goes trying then.
But I do like that we're talking about clouds, because one thing I love to do is to lay on my back in the summer sun and watch the clouds float by and see all of the
right. But that doesn't that? I mean, we're talking about printing, cloud printing.
Oh.
Not that kind of cloud.
Oh.
I guess you could print those kind of clouds, or don't know how you do that. But anyway, no, this is cloud printing we're talking about this week.
Cloud printing. All right.
So this should be kind of a rather quick one this weekend. And we figure with 4th of July, a lot of people still out doing holidays, spending a week doing whatever. We're just going to have a little bit of fun.
I have no holidays. I have no holidays. I only live to do the tech show.
I actually think this was America's holiday, though.
Oh, well, they can have it.
Yeah, you know, the freedom thing, independence, all that kind of stuff. Did you? Hey, I got to ask you though. In Montana now, do you? Because you guys do. You kind of have like a big get together celebration kind of thing, don't you? Don't you do a big thing for that 4th of July, or is that St. Patty's Day that I'm thinking of? Which one am I thinking of?
Both. We do both.
Okay.
But we do ours so well that we actually do it on the 3rd of July.
I see. See, Eastern Standard Time, it's the 4th, so.
Exactly. Fireworks are legal here for a couple of weeks during this
season,
so everybody does fireworks.
That's hilarious.
But the city does the citywide one on the
That makes sense. So yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Well,
it's really important for you guys since you're still in Canada.
Right.
Your independence.
Considering Canada enjoys Canada Day on the 1st, and we already started celebrating prior to that. So you're absolutely right.
I mean, Montana is part of Canada, isn't it? Okay, anyway.
That's what they say. That's who they are.
I know. Oh, that's cool, though. Yeah, actually, I saw, and I don't remember, I just have to bring this up because I love it, a drone you had at one of your festivals that went way up and showed the festival and all the people coming to it and watched the live bands and stuff. That was one of the coolest things. It's on YouTube too, by the way. What was it? The Montana what?
Montana Music Festival, and that's actually starting on Friday of this week. So
that's so cool.
It happens every year, and definitely check out YouTube for some drone footage.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yep.
Well, and
pretty cool.
I know I'm supposed to be talking cloud printing, but we'll get to that in just a minute. This is fun stuff. I have to tell you guys. That's right. It is tech. All right. Well, and since we're mentioning that,
and we're talking about the clouds.
That's true. That's true.
Drone is perfect.
That's true. I have to tell you, for Father's Day, my son he came in yesterday and today. We spent today together. It was really kind of nice. He came in. He's in the Army, and he came in and we talked, and he gave me a gift. I actually got a drone for Father's Day and my birthday.
Got a drone.
I did.
All right, now I'm telling you right now, the very first thing that you need to not do is spy on your neighbor. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Because you live there, and they
That's true.
Hurt you.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I got enough trees that I can't even get up in the air.
Yeah, you go to somebody else's place and fly that drone.
I'm pretty psyched about it, though. I think it's really cool. I think I'm looking for. I've already wrecked it twice. Broke 2 propellers. So.
No, are you kidding?
I'm serious. I've only had it like maybe a day and a half. So.
I told you before we started that I got a pocket drone.
Yeah.
Meaning it's the size of a cell phone. It's this big.
Yeah.
And then the little propellers all, fold out and everything. It's not any easier to fly. Just so you know.
Okay. All right.
We should have a drone. We should have a drone episode. Try to do the live streaming from our drone.
I can try that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. I'll be just waving the whole time, way up in the air or whatever. I'll just do that.
Mine doesn't get any taller than me. Like, it doesn't get up off the ground.
It doesn't at all.
No.
That's funny.
Not yet.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to turn it on. One thing is you got to turn it on.
Oh, you don't just throw it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, now, look, that made this episode worth it. I just learned something.
Well, and I guess you could maybe do a slingshot or something. Maybe have a slingshot and just sling
chucking it, but it's an expensive piece of equipment. You don't want to just bounce that puppy off the sidewalk. But.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I guess I'm going to get on topic.
Why don't you get onto your presentation already?
Yeah, why not? All right, here we go. Let's get on to. Thanks everybody for listening, but I just thought I'd add a little bit of that stuff. We haven't been on in 2 weeks. So I figure I'd go ahead. We
haven't even talked to each other in that long.
That's true. So this is sorry. We'll invite you guys in a little bit.
I'm listening. Anyway. I want to pay attention to this. I want to learn about printing some clouds. The cumulus and the cumulus.
I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed, though. You might be disappointed. Cloud printing. Here's the deal. Here's what's really kind of cool. Those of you that have Chromebooks will understand this completely from what I'm saying. Chromebooks, you cannot hook up a printer to a Chromebook.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, there's no way to hook up. There's no way to connect it and get it connected in. So the cool thing about this is that cloud printing becomes really valuable and important. And one thing that's nice too that I find that I use it for. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. The thing that I like about this is, for example, our printer at work, since it's connected to my computer at work and it stays on the computer, the key is it has to stay on with your account. So my Gmail account is attached to my cloud printing. So anything that's on is connected to that.
Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this different than a wireless networked printer?
Yes, it is.
It's different? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's cloud printing that you can use that some printers come cloud printer ready, and some are just a traditional printer that are hooked up to your network. But both of them can be used.
Oh.
So that should be able to answer what you're saying. So if I have a printer at my house right now, which I do, it's internet connected. If I share, and I'm going to go into this, you're going to see on my presentation, if I share that printer with you, then you're able to print something for me on my printer and it'll just show up. You can almost use it like a fax that way. Yeah, it's really cool.
No, wait a minute. So
I'm serious.
I could print out like an image or any document, whatever, on your printer from where I am right now.
Yes, as long as we have that printer shared and you're on there as a shared. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yes. I do it at work all the time. They'll say, hey, look, I need this work order. So I'll go into my phone, pull up the work order, print it on that printer at work, and it prints out for them right there on that printer. And they're like, oh my God, how did he do that? He's in, he's on vacation somewhere.
Creepy, but that's pretty darn cool. All
yes.
Right, teach us, we're ready.
All right. So here we go. So basically, I'll go to the first page. When you first come into cloud printing, this is kind of what it shows. It shows you your print jobs. Okay. And it shows you all of the latest ones that I've done. I actually printed a Gmail, you can see, and it also tells you the printer where it printed. That's kind of cool. If you look at the Epson, I was going to say ESPN. They need to change their name. Somebody does.
It's practically the same thing.
Right. The Epson 3640 is mine at home. So that was printed from, and it has a date on there, so who knows where that was printed from or whatever. And then the Ricoh MP is actually, we have a copier that we rent, and it's connected to our network at work, so I can print at any time to that one. It's really quite cool.
Now, Mark is asking a question that I was actually going to ask. What if your printer or copier is not connected to the internet. Does that mean then that this probably won't work?
That's correct. Now, see, the thing is, that's the key here is that it's
cloud, so
yes,
the internet.
Exactly. You need it. And I just wanted to recognize, I see Mark and Andrew and looks like Richard came in to watch the show, which is cool. Awesome having you guys in here. I love having you guys in, and I wanted to recognize some of you guys just so I could see who, that's pretty much it, who's in tonight, right? Like I said, it's 4th of July. We weren't sure how many people would actually be here doing whatever, but I'm glad you guys could make it, and hopefully this is interesting. Hopefully people watch this, come back and watch it. But yes, so it has to be connected. That's one thing. Like, for example, that one, if you look on these, again, my home one, that's connected to my wife's computer. That is the Epson. But the thing is, it's a standalone. It's actually a printer that is a Wi-Fi printer. So it's always on. Okay. So if she does turn her computer off, it actually will connect through that, which is kind of cool. I love it. I think that's so neat. And then the other, like I said, you can see the Ricoh one. That's our work one. And so that's the 2 printers that I use, home and work. That's it. So, all right, let's move on to, this shows you your printers. Now, an R280 is just a printer that we have hooked up inside, and it says owned by Surface Systems. So as long as that computer's on, that's our company, by the way. That's our company. And if we have that turned on and that computer's, and we leave that one computer on all the time, it's connected to that printer, we could actually print something to that specific printer. Owned by me. Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
I
know you got a question.
Interrupt for a second because I'm curious as to how you got to where you are. Like, this screen that you're on, is this a part of your drive, or is this a part of your computer?
Great question. This is, if you go to google.com/cloudprint, this will come up.
All right,
and those of you that are
right now,
yeah, go ahead. If you go, I'm real curious to see. I think it'll come up perfectly, but you'll get this screen just like I'm looking at, except you probably won't have my printers.
Yeah, I don't have the printers listed, but I can start adding my classic printer or my cloud ready printer.
There you go. There you go. And at the end of this, I'll have a screen share, so you'll be able to see this as well. You'll be able to see when we it kind of shows you, walks you through support page and everything. But see, you can see the 7520, that's an old one. I just need to take that one off. It's the old fax machine, whatever, and I don't even use that one anymore. But the R280 is one printer there. The Ricoh, you can see that. That's and you see how this one says currently offline, the Ricoh? The reason that's offline is because the computer that it's hooked to is offline.
Okay.
So that's why it won't work at this particular time.
All right. So Richard's saying my printers have their own email addresses. So can I do the same type of thing with those?
I think cloud printing, Google Cloud Printing uses, it will work through email, but you'll find out if you go through the setup at the very end, because I have the support page on the end for Google. I think it tells you and helps you with that. So you will know better whether you can do that or not. I know it used to, but I'm not sure if it still does, but I think it does. Wow, did I answer anything in that?
I'm not sure, but I think I'm just looking at the support here. You'd have to try it, Richard.
Yeah. That's
try it, because as it has you adding the things, you got to go through the steps, and then it'll tell you.
If you go through the steps and you're able to add it, then yes. But that's, I don't want to say yes or no, but it's certainly something we can find out. Next, this is where I was talking about sharing. Up at the top, there's a button for share. It's so cool. You can share this with certain people. Right now, it's private. This particular one, the Epson, and you can't see it because of the text up there, but the Epson one is listed up there, and I can enter people's email addresses, names, and groups or whatever, and I can share it. Really quite cool, like you do share a document in Google.
So it's just like working with documents. That's awesome.
Yes, it's awesome.
Cool.
Yep.
So you could actually share. You could share the device, and then you could actually revoke sharing.
Sure.
As soon as that printed item came through. So I know some people get a little leery when other people can just start doing things on their devices or their computer or whatever. So you want to make sure that clarify that it is just as easily to control who can do stuff as well as take away that.
Absolutely. I was at a customer of ours. I was doing a sales call, and I wanted to print something for him. He gave me permission, gave me his email address. I sent him a link, and he was able, and we shared it with him. And as soon as I shared it with him, I was able to print on his printer that was already there, sitting in his office. It came up and printed up, and he was just like, "Can we take that off now?" And I showed him, and I showed him on my phone where we unshared it after that. So yes, absolutely, that becomes extremely important for these people to see that exact thing. So I know exactly what you're saying. But it was cool because he had a printed copy now.
Right.
So that was kind of nice, actually. So, okay, right here you see the mobile view of the cloud print. What are you laughing at?
Oh, just comments. We'll get to them.
All right. Mobile view of the cloud print. This is what it looks like. I took this from my mobile phone and took a screenshot. And you can see it has when I'm choosing a printer, when I go to print, like I printed a PDF document down below there, and then I can print it to any one of these things that comes up that gives me availability. It'll say whether it's online or not, no setting, stuff like that. You can kind of see. But I can choose it, and it'll let you know right away. I can save it as a PDF. I can do all that kind of stuff. So really cool. Again, I love it. Google support for cloud printing. Here is the page, and it's I can get you the link to that page for support, but it's computer, Android, iPhone, and iPad. All those it has on there. Print using Google Cloud Print. It kind of walks you through with the Command P and the Control P from whatever you're doing. This is on a computer, and you can change to choose your cloud printer, etc. It walks you through step by step, and then print from a standard printer versus, like you said, a cloud print ready printer, which we talked about that a little bit. Cool stuff there that you're able to do. That's it on slides and stuff like that I have. But let's talk some more. Let's bring up some of these comments. What do you say?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
I like when Bill says that his printer is a pen.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you would cloud print that.
You don't need to.
Okay.
It's not even virtual.
There you go. So cloud internet. There you go, Andrew. Andrew clarified that. And then Richard says, my printers have their own email address. That's the one where you talked about the email address, right?
Yeah, read what Mark said. Can I print on your printer, and then can you fax it to me?
You can fax it to me? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, well, I tell you, it's really kind of cool. If you have, I talked about Adobe and signing and using the stamps. Remember I talked about the stamps? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also adding text and signing. You can actually sign your document and and then cloud print it right to their printer. You don't even have to send them a file. Just cloud print it right on their printer, and they're going, oh my God, how did you do this? How am I getting this on my printer right now? So they get kind of scared. But yes, you certainly can.
So now Richard's talking about if he gives someone the email address to his printer, then they can print to it just like that.
Yes.
Like a contractor picture or whatever. So it's kind of the same thing. But there's limits, aren't there, to email? Like as far as size of document and that kind of thing, aren't there? I know when I send something through Gmail, a lot of times it'll be too big.
Well, remember, you're not transferring a file. What you're doing is you're just printing to their printer. So you're sending anything that you could print on your printer, you could print to their printer.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting. It's let's see, I have what does he say? Mark says, I have a newer printer that I need to set up. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what we did. My wife and I, we went out and got one on sale. So that way we could use that printer. We wanted to get something that we could use that was cloud ready. I wanted something cloud ready because I wanted it always on in case I needed to print something for my wife or something, or instructions. If I was teaching her how to do something, I could just send it. Or if she needed to print something, I could print it, while she was using her computer. I could print right there and it would print on her computer. I mean, just stuff like that. It was just really cool. I love it. And use it all the time.
It sounds really neat. I can imagine the number of different ways that you could use this in business and in personal life. So it's quite impressive to have this information. I had no idea that I could share my printer with you and you could send me, you know, like Richard said, the contract, and I could then print it out and sign it. I had no idea that was even possible. So
yeah, that's
darn cool.
That is a really cool thing about cloud printing that I think is awesome. And the other thing that's really nice too is I find myself more and more printing from mobile. I never used to print from mobile ever. I mean, I just did.
Myself doing that as well, and I didn't think that was possible, honestly, up until just recently. So, and mostly because you taught me how, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I just think it's so cool that we're able to do that. I mean, and to be able to do those kind of things.
Well, in the beginning of this conversation, you mentioned Chromebooks, and I'll be honest with you, I love my Chromebook. I've used it so many times, and I've used it as a tablet. I have the flip, so you flip it back, right, and you use it like a tablet, and it's really, really cool until you go to print something, and then I would always come back to my desktop.
That's right.
Go into
That's exactly right. Yes.
And then go print it from there.
Exactly.
You just taught me I don't need to do that.
Exactly.
So that's pretty darn cool.
Absolutely. I mean, I've done the exact same thing. How many times have we gotten a fax from somebody, printed it out, signed it, put it back in, send the fax back? That's usually the form, and then you're wasting paper and everything else. I can do all of that. I could send it as a PDF and then just send it an email and have them do whatever. And you know all the stuff I did with it. And then we could save paper too. But if you already have a piece of paper sitting in front of you, it's a cool way of doing exactly.
For tax purposes, you've got to have a copy of it.
Document, everything.
Pretty darn cool.
So Richard says, and with a scanner in the printer, I can sign something and then send the printed signature on the form to them. Yeah, sure can. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and have it print right on their printer.
And they can print it out, and they've got a signed contract in their file that they didn't have to wait for it to come in the mail or anything else.
That's exactly right.
Changes everything. Very cool. Thank you, Michael.
Oh yeah, no problem. Andrew, you said what printer did you get? I think it was on there, the Epson 3650 or whatever it was. I can get the exact number, or you can rewatch this because it was in there. I shared all my stuff, so you can see all the printers I had, Andrew. Mark says thank you. Of course, Mark, absolutely. I love anytime I can share some of this stuff and make it easier for us. Oh my gosh, that's really. I would love, people, if you guys have stuff that you want to do just like this. This is the kind of stuff, this is why we do this. Bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out.
I would love to hear what the audience would want to see on another episode of the H&M Show, what kinds of things they'd like us to dive into. I know that at the beginning of the show, you had a tweet at the bottom of the thing, and that was from Mark Barris, who had mentioned Nougat on Android, talking about the operating system and knowing the differences between the version 5 and version 7 of the Chrome operating system, right? Or Android.
That's I was just gonna say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's Android operating system.
It's not fair that they do that.
One's mobile and one's immobile, as I always say.
Oh goodness. Exactly. Anyway, so I know that that's something that Mark is interested in, but I'd love to hear what anybody else watching would love to hear. You dive deeper into on one of these episodes. So please, if you're watching this in replay, leave a comment below. If you're watching us live, leave a comment, and we will be capturing all the comments and picking through all of your questions and whatnot. We have a what do you call that? A portion of the show that we dedicate to You Ask, We Query. That's all about you guys. So if you ask questions that we don't get to during the show, then we will do our best to go out and find those answers and bring those answers to you in another episode. So that's what this is about. It's your show. Feel free to ask questions.
Exactly. There you go. All right.
And tweet us like Mark did, because I love that.
I know. I love getting the tweets, and I'm not into Instagram tweets and all that kind of stuff, but I'm really getting in. I love this.
I love Instagram. I'm huge into Instagram, but I'm only getting into Twitter because Mark participates with me on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go. We're getting ready to to get the shout out for this week, and Heather has one solo, so I'm going to get ready to go to that. But what I wanted to also say, Bill, I love your comment. It says, great info, Michael. This concept used to be cloudy for me, but not so much now.
That was terrible. Terrible, Bill. I love it, though.
And then John Brown just got here. He says, I found you, and you are live. Yes, we are live.
I love when I get found.
I know.
I mean, it was pretty hairy being lost there for a while.
That's right. Okay.
Remember, those of you who are community members, we will be having our end of the show community come on in and join us chat right afterwards. Just reminding you that we will be putting that link in the community for you. Okay. Are you ready for me?
Absolutely.
All right. So this week, my shout out is not a YouTube channel. Dun, 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 dun. It is a WordPress plugin called Social Warfare. I absolutely love this plugin, and I'm screen sharing with you so you can see what it does, okay? These pink buttons here, I'm going to hover over them and they'll move for you a little bit. They're sort of interactive, and you can notice how they're customized color-wise, that they match my theme of my website. I actually made them the same color as my logo and everything else that I use. I always use this color pink, and I was able to do that because of this really awesome plugin, but it's more than just looks.
So hold on, I got to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So these little buttons that you're showing right here that I've seen forever, this is part of that warfare?
Yeah, this is Social Warfare.
That's so cool. Okay, go ahead.
What they do is this plugin is unlike a lot of other plugins. You've seen these social buttons, share buttons on blogs and web posts all over the place, I'm sure. But the difference with Social Warfare is when you come to my website or my blog and you go click one of these, it pops open. Hopefully you can see that, right? It popped open.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This was probably a really bad example. Okay, hold on. I should have tested this before we went. But 1 second here. This one will have it. Okay. All right. So
you just clicked on the link in those words or whatever?
When you click the button to go share it in one of these social places, it will pop open with, can you see the image that it popped open with?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in control as the owner of this blog. I'm in control of which picture goes here.
Nice.
I'm also in control of what verbiage goes down below this picture. So you, as the person sharing this out to the world because you loved this blog post and you want the world to know about this thing you just read, you can write your post and do all the stuff that you normally would do, but I, as the one who created the content, get to decide which image you get to share, and I can include things like hashtags, for example.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's close this. Yeah.
So you're clicking, when you click that, you click the first one, G+, right? Is that what you clicked? Just so everybody knows what you clicked. Okay.
That was G+.
So now you click the little bird.
Here I am in Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that blue highlighted part there? That's the part that I wrote as the blog owner in the back end of this plugin.
Cool.
Okay? And it says, watch the video, get the supplies, save 15%, has the hashtag for the companies that I used and my own special hashtag. All of that got automatically generated along with the title of and link to this blog post.
Nice.
And then it has even an @mention for me, so when somebody tweets, I'll know about it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really, really awesome because I'm in control of what's being sent out. Now, obviously, somebody could go along and delete all of this stuff if they wanted to, but I'm pretty sure that they would appreciate the fact that it was already filled in and all they had to do is click and go.
That's so
and
nice.
the really new feature that they have out is being able to do these Pinterest. If you're at all familiar with Pinterest, Pinterest is like a pin board or a bulletin board where you can pin up pictures of stuff, and hopefully those pictures aren't just pictures, they actually link back to where it was made or how to get it done or whatever it is that you're pinning. And if you do that, sometimes you got to jump through some hoops to make that work. Well, Social Warfare has made this so much easier. I have the option as the blog writer to put this pin picture up at the top of my blog post that you see here. So this is the pinned picture, and it has this Pinterest button over the top of it.
So they're able to save that in their Pinterest account, right?
Yeah, so if you were going to go save it into Pinterest, it opens up and there it goes. There's the picture that I created. There's the information I put with that picture, and it will go directly back to my blog post. I didn't have to do anything. A lot of times when you go to share a picture on a website, it's just like some random name of a picture, usually like numbers, because people don't change the name of their pictures. And usually there's no link associated with it to take you back to that website. But this makes sure of it. So Social Warfare they've connected all the dots to make sure that your social sharing is what you want it to be when folks come and visit your stuff. And you'll notice here, I've got already 5 times it's been shared. 1 time on Twitter, 2 times on Facebook, 1 time on Pinterest. Those are numbers that they keep track of. Now you don't have to show those numbers if that's something you don't want to show, but this Social Warfare works on all your pages. So let's check out.
All right, she is telling you way too much information. We are going to have to. This is 2 shows in one. You guys got a bonus. It's a 4th of July bonus right here.
The reason why I'm saying this, I'm going to stop screen sharing in a moment.
We'll have to do a tutorial.
This. What? Go
ahead. We'll have to do a tutorial.
Well, we can definitely do a tutorial on this, but the reason why I'm going into it so deep today is because they have got a massive sale going on for the next like 6 hours.
Oh, really?
6 hours. Yeah. And it's all because I'm going to stop screen sharing.
Yeah, that's fine. So this is a paid for, hold on a second. Let me get to me first. Hold on. So this is a paid for, let me just, thing. Is that right?
That is accurate. It is paid for. It is an annual subscription that you can choose to get all the features and and there's so many things on here that I don't even use. That's what's really crazy about this. There's tons of stuff. It's not just these 5 social share buttons that I'm using. You can use, I think there's a total of 15 that are available. And you can drag and drop them and everything and make it look very customized for what you want them to be. But right now they have a 30% off the first year subscription. And the reason why they did that is because one of the founders of this is a veteran. And in honor of the 4th of July and our independence, he wanted to give a coupon to everybody, and
that's
so
cool.
That's what they did. So I'm going to copy it and I'll put it into the chat, and then I will definitely put it into the description below. But remember, this is time sensitive, so it may, by the time you watch this, it may not be available if you're watching this in replay. I just want you to know that I will put the link.
Do they have like a normal cost listed so you know what the cost is and what kind of discount you're getting, or do they have any of that, or is that information somewhere on there? I was just curious. Yeah, I was just curious.
I can't even tell you the price because I bought it so long ago.
So it's a one-time buy.
It was. I don't know that it is now. I think it's an annual subscription now.
I got you. Okay. I got you.
All
okay.
Right, let's see.
Yeah. So you're grandmothered in. I didn't want to use grandfather, so.
All right, so here is the code.
And the code is?
And the code is, and then I will give you guys the...
You're going to put it in the chat, or in the live chat, or?
Yeah,
you did. Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, so it's $29 a year. This is, at the time of this broadcast, it's $29 a year. You can save 30% right now if you purchased it.
Gosh, that's way too much math. Where's my spreadsheet? I need to figure this out. How much would that? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's not for all your sites. John Brown was asking in the comments. That's for just one site, or is that for any site?
That is for one site. Then you can get 5, and you can get 10. You can get different licenses depending on how many sites you have. I only have the one site, so that's all I need.
6 hours only.
6 hours, exactly. Okay. 6 hours. So if you are a WordPress user, you definitely want to control your social sharing. Social warfare is awesome. These guys work on this hourly. I mean, I have been in contact with the makers of this. I've asked them questions, and they're like right there within a few hours answering my questions. They're just great guys, and it's a really good thing because they personally were looking for an answer to these questions, so they knew what they needed it to do, and they made it happen.
Is this like a 6 hours Eastern time?
I think just 6 hours, period, no matter which zone you're in.
Well, I only do Eastern time, so sorry, I can't do that. As far as just some quick news out in the tech world, there wasn't a whole lot. Just, I guess because of the 4th of July, they haven't really been advertised. I mean, I guess there always is some tech news and stuff. But I just wanted to mention...
Don't lie to them. There was like no tech news.
All right.
Come on, there wasn't any.
Google Photos and new shared libraries. Let me know. I want you to get in your Google Photos and your libraries. It's kind of a good segue for what we're doing next week. So anyway,
I was going to say, and
then. So tell me what you think about the new shared libraries. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go into your Google Photos and check out the new shared libraries and see what you think about them. And we will we'll get into that because next week our show will be on Google Photos, and I'll sneak peek in just a second. But go ahead, Heather.
Well, I was going to ask you, are they officially called sharing albums?
Yes.
Is that what's officially called? Because I'm in my photos and I don't see shared albums. I do see sharing.
Yeah, it's called sharing. Yes. They made it a whole different category for whatever reason. I don't know why they did that, but they did.
Is it photo books? No? That's something different?
That's different.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about it all next week.
Yep.
So.
I'm going to talk about sharing. Yep, absolutely. Here's the deal, too. I want to... Hold on. Let's see. Nothing really on A&Q this week, but I do want to do...
Andrew's
trying to figure
putting
out
up the number of pictures and albums he has. It's in the thousands.
Wow. All right, here we go. Transition. Wow, I think it was going to freeze up on me there. It probably did freeze up, and if it did, then that's fine. I'm sorry or whatever, but we'll see what the video turns out to be like. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know next week we are going to talk about Google Photos a little bit. So yes, yay, we're going to have a little fun with that.
I'm excited about this because Google Photos is like a conundrum to me. I kind of get lost using Google Photos, so I'm very excited that we're going to be diving deep, at least scratching the surface, maybe talking a bit about it.
Real important too to bring your questions and stuff like that ahead of time. Be ready to ask questions and your answers. You guys will have answers that I'm not going to claim that I know everything about it because I have some of those same questions sometimes. But we want to help everybody. We want to help everybody with this and learn this. I mean, this is what we're trying to do with the H&M is bring this out, get it out on the table. And this is great stuff to bring up for our A&Q for the next week and that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, ask them out there in the comments that you have on photos. And And next week we'll talk about all that. So it'll be a lot of fun. I think that'll be great. I think that's all we have. Do you have anything else that we need to go over that you know of, Heather?
Well, I will say this: the community has been really awesome. We've had a really good time doing workshops. I know, Michael, you did a workshop on Google Sites, and I did a workshop on YouTube channel, sort of a checkup of your videos and your channel itself. And these are things that are exclusive to our community. So if you're interested in joining the community, it's only $10 a month. And what you get with that is not only personal one-on-one time with us, but we dive really deep and we take as long as it takes to get to the bottom of the answers that you're looking for. So I think it's been incredibly valuable for me. I've learned a lot. I watched the Google Sites workshop and was blown away at what is available for free with Google Sites. That's quite awesome.
And there are limitations in the Google Sites, but it was cool to be able to see a free product and what you can do with it. So it's kind of cool.
And the way that you dove into it and messed around with stuff, I mean, nobody gets their handheld like that.
Well, the other thing is too, yeah, exactly. Exactly. In the community, what was nice is it was collaborative. Everybody was working on their own site. We all created a site. We all got in and they asked questions. Hey, what's this button do? Hey, what does this do? How come when I do this, this doesn't work, but when on yours it does this, and that kind of thing. That's what's awesome about the community. So if anybody wants to join in the community, feel free. We have the links down there when you can get into that, some of that kind of stuff. You did an amazing one. If
you're watching the replay, in the description of this video is the link to the form. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us, because
don't hesitate.
Ask the questions before you join, and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, don't hesitate, please, because and we really think it's a reasonably priced one, just so you understand that it is a paid-for community. The thing is we use this money not for our own profit, but to buy things so we can work on things for you and help you.
For example, one thing that we do want to do really, really soon is get involved with Google Drive.
G Suite.
I'm sorry, Google
G Suite. Yep.
Thank
G Suite. No, you're fine. You're fine.
G Suite, and be able to use things like Meet and figure out how it works. And that's a paid-for item that we need to pay for. So that's what your money is paying for when you join.
Things like that. So we can buy something for a month or try something for a while to help you get better at some of these tools and things like that. So I think that's worth it, even if you learned one thing each time. I think that's, $10. It could pay for itself in the long run. I tell you what, just the workshop that Heather did on YouTube and these guys can attest to this, it was phenomenal.
Well,
just the stuff.
I'm just amazing as well. So we've already
my mind's blown. So
three workshops we've done.
Yeah, and we've only committed to our members. We've actually said it in the community too that we would do one a month. And I guess we're so excited. We're going to run out of stuff to do. We're going to be sitting around one month. We're going to be going, well, I don't know what we're going to talk about this week. So.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true. You and me not able to talk about that? Yeah, right. Hey,
well, I tell you what.
Said this was going to be a short one.
Yeah. Is it short?
I don't think so.
Well, you have to remember, what time did we actually start,
social
though?
Warfare.
Yeah, you did. You did. That's a whole show in itself. So, folks, we're going to transition out of here. Yeah, we will. Let's do it. That'd be fun. Thank you, folks, for coming, everybody, tonight. Remember, those of you that are community members will get an invite to come into the Zoom that we are in currently and come in.
The community for the post.
Yeah,
it'll be the link. Yes.
It'll be in the community. So anybody who's a member in the community will be able to come in, and we do an after hours. It's a happy hour. We do a happy hour.
Get a drink.
Yeah, I know. We do a happy hour, and we just sit around and talk about the things we just talked about and things like that. So please join us. We love it. We would love for anybody to come in. And look, ask your friends. Tell your friends all to come to these things too, okay? It would be so cool that we could just... more people watch. And I'm not talking about coming to the community. That's fine. That's a paid for thing. I'm not talking about that. Just come to the live show. Invite as many people as you can to the live show, because we want that participation out there. I just want to get stuff going on the YouTube end of it too, and doing the live streaming and testing some stuff and trying some stuff. All right. I'll stop. I'll shut up. Go ahead, Heather.
Well, I was going to say, and to make sure that you get notifications so that you know when we do go live, because we do a video about 15 minutes before we actually press the go button. But you want to make sure that you subscribe to Michael's channel and that you turn on that notification bell. Make sure that's on so that you get told by YouTube that we've gone live.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I can't say anymore. We're going to sit here and just keep talking. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming.